Hello everyone, welcome back to the lab. If you've been watching the coaching session on Thursday night, May the 6th, I think. Um if you were being watching the stream or you actually watched the VOD I uploaded to the channel later, you probably already seen this video coming. As you see in the title and the thumbnail, yes, this is another video about another new deck. Well, yeah, new deck. Pulse Lightning Overdrive, and today's topic is about Ignisters. Which let's hop on Yu-Gi-Oh Pro real quick. So Ignisters, majority of the cards were originally out in Ignition Assault back about like a year ago. And in Lightning Overdrive, the deck actually got quite a few new cards. One of the big one is the a new spell, essentially a Rhoda. I'm gonna talk about it later, and Link One, which has two effects. One is search the field spell on summon, which the field spell is actually very essential to the whole deck and actually the core strategy. The second one is actually combo with one of the main like extender. No, should I say extender now? One of the main extra deck monsters. So probably you're probably gonna see it in the combo. So I feel like no one really paying attention to the whole deck, even though it's been out for like a year. I would just go through every single monster that's like sort of playable in the strategy. Yeah, I'll probably go through all the monsters. Well, before I dive into anything specific, this is more, I'll say more to Rogue. It's not as competitive as like the other two video, or three actually, Dragon Link, Drytron, and Tri-Brigade, Agnisters are not really as competitive as those because it has more flaws, and one of the biggest one being it has absolutely almost no defense against Nibiru. So yeah, if you are a fan of Turbo into Nibiru token, this might be a good video for you. Just saying. So all right, let's hop into every single card. The names are quite confusing to remember, so I will just call it based on their attribute or based on the effect, pretty much. So the light one, on summon, Stratos, search a spell, search I will pretty much just your Ignister spell trap from your deck, and uh, an unfield effect, target another Agnister, make it level 4, so it's easier for Exceed Summon. Fire one, if it's summoned, you Rhoda for a Agnister monster, and that's it. The graveyard effect basically never happened, never useful at all. Um, so these are your essential starter. The good part about the deck is like it's all the combo I'm gonna show are one card combos. You open either one of those, either light or fire, because light search a spell, search a Rhoda get your fire, then fire get you another monster you need. And or if you start as fire get you light get you Rhoda get you another monster you need. And that's pretty much the same thing. So you technically can play up to 12 copies of one card starter, and that's the good part about this whole deck, this whole strategy. Is you majority of combo are one card combos, and there's actually a decent amount of copies of it. There's live fire, silent mining. I mean, everyone knows what silent mining does at this point, and plus the new spell, which is the road. I guess we'll talk about the Rhoda first, since I've been mentioning so much. You review a Cybers monster with 2,300 attacks specifically in your hand or extra deck. The majority of the time will be extra deck. And if you do search an Ignister with the same attribute as the one you revealed, and for the rest of the turn, you lock on Cybers effect only. And during the end phase, if you did not special summon the one you reviewed, like usually the one in your extra deck, you take 2,300 damage. So um that's pretty much it. Like it does burn you sometimes. So, but ultimately it gets your combo going, which is the only important part. There are not really that many um monster that fits this category. Usually just be your Agnister extra deck monster plus Kotaker extra deck monster, which they all cybers, well, and Helio, which they all cybers, so they pretty much got mixed together. Um, yeah, that's it. That's for the Rhoda. So back to the monsters. Dark one on summon, you add a Agnister from your graveyard to your hand, and if it's sent to graveyard as a link material for a Cybers monster, you add back a Agnister, well no, an Ice spell trap from your graveyard. So this is the thing that increase well recycle the monster you add back you started with, and you also recycle back the spell trap, either the Rhoda or the Reborn, during the process, so you have a follow up next turn. Waned is the tuner, and you actually search it by another specific link monster, which I'm gonna cover later when I go through the extra deck. On summon, you mail a Agnister from your deck to graveyard, and if it's sent to graveyard as a synchro material, you target a monster in your graveyard that was used for the synchro summon, except for itself to revive it back. And these are your essential monsters, actually. Earth and water are pretty much just extenders. If you control an Agnister, you can just spell summon it. The other effect, they almost don't matter. Um, that's it. Uh, yeah, the other effect really don't matter. Um, Let me see. And there are also two big guys. The big one, the big Earth, you can target a Savage different monster, negate the effect, and special summon it from your hand, so it's not really a brick. If it's sent from the field to graveyard, you can make one of your face-up monster be unaffected by your opponent's card for the until the end of your opponent's turn. So it will make it immune to everything for one turn, and it's actually gonna be used in one of the combo. That's the big Earth. The big Dark is when, well, the special summon effect probably never happens. Um, the greater effect usually, like, you mill it like these two are the ones you mill the main target, you mill off wind if you already have everything else. And the second effect for the big dark is like if you control a link 6, which is specifically the ace monster, the rival Cyber's Agnister, it become a quick effect where you can, it's like how red in Dragon Link. You banish this card from the graveyard, then target a face-up card your opponent controls, negate the effect, and it's a quick effect. So yeah, that's one of the combo you will see come in. You usually play either or, which will be enough. And yeah, that's pretty much. Um, the Mathmac are actually also some well, they are cybers, so they work together. You actually do make the Alamberting, is that the name? Alambertian. This Mathmac exceeds doing some of the combos, and sometimes you actually even use the detach 2 effect to search a Mathmac, like this part here. Actually search either of these. They both extenders, and the side effects lock into Cyber's monster, which can't even find one that's not Cyber's in the current in the list. So yeah, that's pretty much. You also only need either or. I'm just listed here just for reference. Center mining, everyone knows center mining. I've covered the Rhoda. The Reborn is a quick play spell. It's also searchable because the Light One search any eye spell trap. Reborn target administering a graveyard spell summon it for the rest of the turn lock on Cybers. That's it. The graveyard effect can happen, and yeah, it definitely can happen, but um, it's when an attack when attack is declared, so not gonna happen often. When attack is declared involving two monsters, you can banish this card from the graveyard and a card from your hand. Target one of your eye spell trap that is banished or in your graveyard. Add it back to your hand. So yeah, something cute, something definitely can happen. Just remember, it does do that. I guess the only thing you really recover is probably just your rotor, or occasionally your field spell. Then your field spell, which is also a very very important one. If you control no monster in your main monster zone, you can special summon a level 4 lower Agnister from your hand. This effect is not once per turn, but it's limited to once per attribute for each turn. And also you lock in Cybers for the rest of the turn. And uh and if this card's in your graveyard, you can banish another Agnister from your graveyard, set this card back to the field. So yeah, it like one copy is enough, honestly. But for just because if people know about it, then they will probably try to stop the link one, prevent you getting access to the field spell. So I can see people playing two copy of it. Just you don't mind Naturally Joy because that's actually an extender. So yeah, that's pretty much the main deck, the core, the engine parts. Usually you only play either of the big guy and either of the math mag, and either water or earth. Earth will be slightly better because water actually don't have a target in the extra deck for you to roll the search. And earth there's transcode. So ideally you probably only need let me see. It's probably about only. Oh, also field spell can be cut to one, which is possible. So it's about like 20 to up to 24 cards. I will just keep them here at this point. Yeah, it's about like 20 to 24 cards for the main engine. Probably not even 24, 20 to 22 cards for a main engine. And the rest would just be like the usual traps, hand traps. The deck can't really play desires because everything is there are so many one-offs in the deck that's essential. Can't really play extra. Can't really play prosperity because you actually do some quite a lot in the extra deck. So that's the downside. You can try prosperity, but you're probably only able to banish three majority of the time. So and real traps, hand traps, they'll work. It's the whole deck um, feels like salad, not gonna lie. If you are a salad fan, it's gonna feel a lot more similar. It's a little bit more combo heavy in terms of compare just the salad combo and this combo. However, the whole deck works like when it's operating, it does feel like salad. Weird, both cyber surge types, right? And they both have relatively weaker Nibiru resistance and um hard lock you Salah hard lock you on fire back then when Mirage was around, and this one hard lock you on cybers on on almost everything. And yeah, it's pretty much the main deck. Then let me go over the side deck. No, the extra deck. Darking Fen, one of the new monster, one of the new Link one. The Link one that search field spell. Weird, right? On summon, you grab your field spell, and second effect, when a Savage monster with 23 original attack activates effect, you get to move this card specifically to um another main monster zone this point to. So you move it left one spot. That's it, and you can change its attribute, like its own attribute, to anything you want. Usually you call divine. uh uh well, just because some of them require actually three different attributes to summon, like the dear rival Agnes require three plus different attribute. And well, obviously you'll never have the divine access, so usually just call divine, and why not. um Link Spider for the Nibiru token, although I don't usually think you can extend it after being Nibiru, so just there, it's just for there. Actually, this zone moving effect are gonna be very essential. Once I go over Dark Templar, so I just keep going. Wicked Kit. Uh, so Wicked Kit is the way you search your wind because that's the tuner in the deck. When if a monster is special summoned to a zone discard point to while you control Wicked Kit, you can banish the Cyber's monster in your graveyard, search a Cyber's tuner, and you're gonna see it's almost being summoned immediately in the combo. Splash Mage. Link 2, revive a Cybers in the graveyard. Pretty self-explanatory. Pretty good Link 2. Update Jammer. Oh, well, this is old. I mean, I feel everyone know this. This is essentially how you kill people, like update plus access call, like the typical Salah combos. I feel like every Cybers deck, if they can play it, they will play it. So yeah. Dark Templayer, another Agnister extra deck. If a monster is special summoned to where discard point to, you get to special summon as many level 4 lower Agnister from your graveyard as possible to um, all the zones discard point to, and they'll negate it. And if discard destroyed by your opponent monster by battle, you get to special summon a monster from your Cyber's monster back from your graveyard, and it actually triggers the first effect because the first effect even you can even activate during the damage step. Usually in turn one, what you do is you make 10 player, then you make infant under 10 player. 10 player gonna trigger, and because 10 player activated, infant gonna activate it, and infant gonna move away from where Templar point to, so Templar gonna get another additional monster revived to by its own effect because there's as many as possible, not targeting. So that's you're gonna see it happening once I start going through the combos. They're like how many? 4 or 5 combos, I think. Actually, 5 or 6 combo. I have to go over to the yeah. It's surprisingly a combo heavy deck if you see me playing, but ultimately it's more like a control. So it fits in like salad category, just like before. Transco, yeah, we saw salad playing and pretty good card. Side effect hard locking cybers and weird everything cybers here. Fire Phoenix, this one is absolutely useless and you almost never summon it. It's only here for the purpose because the Rhoda require you to review a 23 attack extra deck for to search the same attribute, and you need to Rhoda to review the fire to get your fire one, and fire one search a monster, search light, then light search probably the reborn spell, like to have enough monster going. So the fire one, the fire phoenix is literally just here for the purpose you review it. However, this is only here only because we are not having a Dekotak Hiso. It's a new, well, it was a card being on also used for more than a year at this point. And are we gonna get this as an import in a set? At least by the time I'm recording the video, we have absolutely no information on it. If we actually get Hiso, there's like probably 3, 4 more new combos that involving Hiso, and even open the possibility you playing Agnister mixed with uh, all the Kotakers. Like I've seen a couple YouTuber or streamer actually working on like a more pure code talkers who quote unquote Ulink deck recently. And if you've been watching them, you probably know like Hiso. They probably mentioned it when they're playing or building it. Hiso is actually a very crazy card. Well, I'll just go over it. It required 2+ Cybers monster with different attribute, and it has like a deco talker effect where it gains 500 attack for each monster it points to. And quick effect, you pay 1K to upstart droid card. And so so you summon your turn droid card, then then it's obviously gonna survive, and your opponent's turn gonna draw another card, and those gonna just get your hand traps and real traps much easier. And you like this can even be one of your ending board monster. This is also how people in OCG really play the deck or even play the whole cyber strategy just to maintaining card advantage and actually grind with your opponent. However, we have absolutely no information about when this card gonna be here. So at this point, this is only a dream, and because we don't even have this Fire 2300 Cybers monster, you're forced to play Fire Phoenix, which is a blank card. It's it's it has effect. you go read it if you feel like it, but it really you're not gonna summon that majority of the time. So forget about Fire Phoenix. Access code. Who doesn't know access code at this point? Yeah, probably no one, right? Fire or Dark Fluid. Yes, we're not playing the regular Fire. We're playing the Dark Fluid one. Um, there's a couple reasons. Um, Dark Fluid is a Link 5. It's actually surprisingly easier to summon because you usually have 10 player on the top once you get to a specific point in your combo. So making Dark Fluid and the making Old Firewall is pretty much the same setup. And the Dark Fluid has a negate not once per turn, and usually if you go turbo dark through it, you're able to put exceeds and synchro in the graveyard, so I can negate twice. And the old firewall isn't bad. It just whenever you do like go into old firewall combo, you still have like enough rest of the rest of your monster really not doing anything sitting there. In OCG, what they doing is like they go into firewall plus Hiso at the same time, so you have a decent amount of things on the board. Like Firewall has a bounce, um, yeah, Firewall has a bounce or a recycle, and he still has two draws. So these two combined is an acceptable ending board. However, in TCG, assume we just don't even have Hiso, at least by the time I record this video. Just a single firewall, you can't really endorse anything with the firewall and make the firewall like remember the old firewall meme? You go firewall pass. That feels like that. So instead of it going to Dark Fluid is another ending board monster you're going to just to actually put negates on the board. Also remember the big Earth like cover at earlier this video. When this card is into graveyard, you can make one of your monster unaffected by anything your opponent controls or anything your opponent has until the end of their turn. So in one of the specific combo I'm gonna show later, yeah, I'm actually gonna use this effect to make Dark Fluid unaffected by anything for a turn. And Dark Fluid will have two negates, so it's actually very annoying for combo decks to even try to get rid of this. So that's one of the enable monster. Uh, the Arrival Cybers of the Arrival Cybers Agnister. It's the ace monster, the boss monster for the whole archetype by itself. Requires 3+ monster is different attribute. Um, the original attack becomes 1k times the amount of link materials, and you will usually summon it with like three, no, with like 4 or 5 monster. So it's usually a 4 or 5k, and it's unaffected by any other cards. Pretty simple, right? Pretty simple and short effect. Just unaffected by Dark Ruler, unaffected by anything. The only out in the current format is literally beat over it, which it's just gonna be either Boris Sword or your opponent's access code. And however, remember this guy is just a Link 6 in the text. If you control a Link 6 monster and this card in the graveyard gonna become like a hot red by banishing yourself. And this is the other combo where essentially you make the Link 6, this guy gonna be big F and unaffected by everything. And the only thing that can theoretically kill it is Boris Sword or Axis, which both can be covered by the one you had in the graveyard. So that's another cute combos I'm gonna show. Then the rest of non-link cybers, extra deck, Mathmac. So you on summon you detach any number of exchange material, detach two such a Mathmac. So you essentially increase the you probably don't increase the amount of monster because you go two into one, then you summon one other one, so you still have two monsters, but you increase the different attributes you can have. Because this has earth, and these are the one it can search is or either or is fire. And you can there's also another combo where you detach three on the summon. You actually use three monsters to summon it. You detach three, search any level 4 monster in your deck. If you look at the main deck, you realize, yeah, there's really nothing in the engine that it's like really useful. You probably already go over it. But there's actually some level 4 possible hint traps, which I throw them in the side deck. these are actually all searchable according to this mathematical effect. So yes, you can actually search some hand traps during the combo if you feel like to. So that's the use of the mathmech. The full material effect is also possible, but issue is you end with almost nothing left after you grab the spell. And in OCG, the combo is you're actually going to Hiso after you search the spell, so you grab like a broken spell trap, which I tossed in pure order here as an example. And then you're going to Hiso to draw two cards. Uh, but we don't have Hiso, so you don't have anything going into. So at this point, if you tuble everything into just a spell trap with nothing else on the board, it's not that particularly good. I think I'm gonna show it at the end of the combo just to tease people how good Hiso actually is. So wait for it. Um, Light Dragon and a Wing Pegasus. Those are Wing Pegasus. You actually summon it a lot because it's actually quite easy to summon, and also because if you use the tuner to summon it, you get to bring the other non-tuner monster back with the wind effect. So Wing Pegasus is just a free summon technically, and Wing Pegasus is the graveyard file. Well, we've been playing against Dogmatica for almost a year as well. Everyone probably know the graveyard file already. If um if any of your cards got destroyed by your opponent, either battle or card effect, while Wing Pegasus is in the graveyard, you can banish yourself to target a card opponent controls, shuffle it into the deck, and you almost gonna summon Wing Pegasus in every single combo. I think, yeah, that's Wing Pegasus. Light Dragon is also, it's not really being summoned quite a lot. Usually just being used to review as a target for the Rhoda to search the light one. For example, your fire got stopped, situation like that. In like one specific combo, as you see in the side deck where there are more link monster I'm gonna cover. In the combo where you end with Bomber Dragon, you can end with Light Dragon, Bomber Dragon. Um, Light Dragon has a fat where it's similar to Dingirsu. If a monster you control be destroyed by battle or card, will be destroyed by only card effect, not even battle. It's worse than Dingirsu. You can detach a material instead. So the combo is like you make Topologic Bomber on the top, and well, you make Light Dragon on the bottom first, you make Topologic on the top, then you can protect yourself on your own Bomber effect. So that's another combo I will cover. So yeah, that's pretty. Oh, well, everyone know Bomber, right? And Lingrable is something you can summon against trap decks, and because you can tribute this card, negate the trap, and banish it. And actually, we're gonna use the Graveyard File also for specifically Bomber combos. Pretty much that's it for the whole Ming and extra deck. Yeah, I think that's all the cards. So I'm gonna go through different combos. They all one card combos, so you just remember if you open light, fire, mining, or the roll up, they all the same way. So let me just all right. I'll start with light for the first combo. Going to light, grab Rhoda. Okay, let me see. Light turn to Link one search field spell. Then Rhoda for fire. Field spell bring out fire. Fire effect. Grab dark. Use the two monster into Wicked Kit. Or Wick Kit, or whatever. Use field spell again, bring out dark to where Wicked point to. Both of them trigger Wicked Fat Banish Infant, because we actually do need both of the monsters still. Banish Infant. And the Dark Effect, because we start with normal summoning light, therefore Field spell hasn't summoned light yet, so we're gonna add light back. If you start with fire, then you add fire back. Vice versa. Then these two monster into transport. Dark gonna activate, add back your roller. Use field spell again to bring out wind. Wind effect. The first combo I'm gonna end with the Link 6. So I'm just gonna mill the big dark. Then use transcode. Well, usually this one, whatever you mill, gonna be different based on like what kind of thing you're gonna end with. But just remember, you get to do have a mill. Transcode Fire by Wiki Kit. Then all these three monsters into Dark Vampire. Use Field Spell again into Light. Then make your second infant. Trigger Templar and then trigger Infant. Infant gonna move one zone left and change itself to Divine. Templar gonna try to bring back as many things as you can, and here you're gonna bring back Winged, Light, and I think and Fire. Use Wind and Light, synchro into Pegasus. Wind second if I bring Light back. Then let me see. Use two of them into Splash Mage. Splash effect. Bring what attribute do we now have with Dark Water? This is Divine and Wind. So we bring back a Light or Fire, doesn't matter. And you link everything into your Link 6. Or you're linking to a NIP token, which can definitely happen. But let's not talk about that at this point. It's a rogue deck, in my opinion. So yeah. So what did you do turn one? This was a one card combo. You start with either fire or light, or rhoda or mining. You end with the Link 6 that's immune to everything. That only possibly lose to Bore Sword or Access Code. And you have this thing in the graveyard to negate the Bore Sword or Access Code if it happens. There's also a Wing Pegasus if, in case if anything got destroyed, you get to shuffle something from the board. You have your Rhoda back to your hand, which is you should still have Light and Fire because these are not being summoned usually. As for backup, next turn you have your Jammer Access Code. The Link 6 actually have another effect. Once per turn, you can target one other monster on the field just to destroy it. And then you summon a token to where the Link 6 point to. It's unfortunately not a quick effect. Well, thank God it's not a quick effect. Otherwise, it would be so annoying to deal with it. It's not a quick effect, but once this guy has a super high chance to survive. I mean, if it's not surviving, then you'd probably be dead anyway. This guy has a super high chance to survive, and next turn, once you get your turn back, you can just pop something on the board and do things that go into your jammer X code, boom. So yeah, this is the first combo. Let me see. I start with light this one, right? Cool. And yeah, so this the first one. Second one, I guess we'll do a different way. I'll start with fire. I mean, just to show you guys, like it really is the same thing. Let me see. The second combo is second combo actually going to the math max. So I'm gonna toss in level 4 just to search retaliation as example. Let me see. Yes. All right. So this game we start with fire. Fire. Grab light. Then into link 1. I feel like the first half of the combo are just all the same. But fortunately, you guys have to watch it like 4 or 5 times to figure it out the whole for you. Use island to bring out light, light effect. Grab your Rhoda and Rhoda into show the 10 player, search dark. See, now everything is the same. Into Wicked, field spell, bring out dark to where Wicked point to, trigger both. Wicked banish infant and the dark. Gonna add back. We start as well. We start as fire, so add fire back. And then these two going to transcope. Trigger dark, add back your Rhoda for follow up. Field spell, summon wind. Wind effect. Since this combo, we actually don't end with the Link 6. I mean, majority combo don't end with the Link 6 unless you purposely going turbo the Link 6. So here we're gonna mill the other big one, the Big Earth. Use Transco to bring back Wicked Kid into 10 player. Field spell, bring out fire into second infant. Trigger both. Move. I call it divine. I don't think it matters here anymore. This one I'm going to math mac, right? So we actually need the level force. Do we? Yeah, we do. Cool. And here is the tricky part. So we want to summon the math mac with 3 material, and we see there's no way to get 3 level 4 monster anywhere because we don't even have 3 level 4s on the board or in the graveyard. But the light one has a effect where it can turn another Agnister into a level 4. However, it's negated if you bring it back by Dark Templayer. And there's a way we can reset the light one is you synchro summon using wind and light. It has to be light because we want to reset it to into Pegasus. Use light, use wind effect to bring back light, and this light will regain the effect because it's off wind. Wind doesn't negate it. And use light effect to turn Pegasus into a 4. See, now we have 3 4s. Use 3 4s into a Mathmech. Mathmech on summon, detach all 3 to search the hand trap you wanted. Here, I'm using Retaliating as an example. And then the Mathmech and the Infant into Splash Mage. Splash effect, bring Big Earth back. And link everything into, well, you can technically go into the Link 6, but the Link 6 only has 3k attack, which now it's significantly easier to out this. Which here I'm just gonna use Firewall, the Dark Fruit as an example. So you go into your Link 5. Dark Fruit on someone gonna put a counter, and the Earth one gonna get Dark Fruit above where he's gonna be unaffected by your opponent cards, like you see it here on the screen. He's gonna be unaffected by everything during your opponent during that turn specifically. So Dark Fruit can negate monster effect by detach by remove a counter, and it has 2, and a gain attack during the battle phase for each counter. So this combo it's also still like 1 card combo. You end with Dark Fruit with 2 monster negate and unaffected by anything. So unaffected by Dark Fruit, draw play, almost everything. And you search a level 4 hand trap. The level 4 hand trap isn't that many option. It's usually just only retaliating, Skullmeister, and Token Collector. Token Collector is heavily format dependent. It's not really useful right now. And Skullmeister sometimes can just be a little bit weak. And retaliating is also just a little bit specific for format, but it looks pretty good against like Shadal strategies at least. So yeah, that's the second combo where you go through Mathmech and end with Dark Fluid. Then have two negates plus a hand trap. That's the second combo. Let me see. So I guess the third combo, let's just start with the Rhoda. Let me show it's the same thing. Do I have to change anything? No, I don't. Cool. The third combo, you go Rhoda, grab. We want to go through. You show fire, fire, search fire. Well, remember, I have a lot of combo because you'll never summon your light or fire. You're gonna burn 23 at the end, and unless you show dark, which you're gonna summon dark majority of the time. And normal fire, fire effect, yeah, light. Into infant grab island, island effect into light effect. Well, here you use your Rhoda already, so now obviously not gonna grab the Rhoda. So we're gonna grab Reborn just to have enough monster. Into Wicked, use your Reborn to revive either one to where Wicked point to, Wicked effect, banish infant, search wind. And because you start with the Rhoda, not actually Lion Fire, you'll be one monster short, but we can cover that quite easily, honestly. All you need to do is make Splash Mage early. Well, some of the combo don't even use Splash Mage, to be honest. Use Fill Spell to bring out your Wind. Wind effect to mill the Dark. Use Splash to bring the Dark back. And the Dark gonna be negated, but we're gonna reset it very soon. Use Synchro Summon into Wind Pegasus. And use the Wind one to reset Dark. Dark here, gonna add back. Which one we start? Start with Rhoda, Rhoda into Fire, right? So we add back Fire. Then here is still three different attributes. Going to Dark Knight, or Dark Templar. I think Dark Knight was the OCG name. Um, the mini dark gonna add back your Reborn will be slightly better here, I think. Use field spell again. Then second infant, Dark Templar into Dark Infant, move, call Divine. Might as well. What are we trying to do here? We're trying to here I'm going to I don't think it matters. Does it matter? I'm going through a rank 4, so and two of them, the two level 4s, into a Mathmech. Mathmech on summon, gonna detach to search your either or. You usually only play one once enough. I personally prefer addition to gain more attack to beat over things. Deal more damage. Then let me see. 3 monster into Transcoat. Summon your Mathmech. Transcode effect, bring back Link 2. And then you make a firewall, Dark Fluid, under where Transcode point to. So this is like slightly weaker than the previous one we searched a hand trap, right? However, these monsters on the field are pretty big, and neither of them can be targeted. And Dark Fury has 2 negates, although it doesn't have the buff where it can negate everything because you don't have access to the big Earth one. However, this is probably more useful in like game one, where you're probably not gonna have a retaliating going game one in your main deck, right? And searching Skullmeister isn't looking that particularly good, and Token Collector is not even really in the format. So this is probably like the better combo to do turn one if you are playing or more like using Dark Foyer as your ending board monster. So yeah, this is like the Dark Foyer combo. Like either or, like if like Dark Foyer majority of the time gonna be dead, right? And then Transco gonna be alive. Well, first of all, they both cannot be targeted, and you still have your reborn, things of graveyard, everything like that. So that's the third combo. Let's see. Which one's the fourth combo? The fourth combo is the Bomber combo. So yeah, the one of the big issues with the deck is like you really have to be when you building it before you even bring it to a tournament. You really have to make sure which ending board monster you are usually gonna make between Link 6, the arrival, G arrival cybers, ring Link 5, Firewall Dark for it, or Link 4 Bomber Dragon. Let me just show how you play Bomber combos, the Bomber control. Is that everything? Cool. Let me double check. Okay, so here we just start with fire. Bomber control is a little bit I'll say require a little bit more, like just slightly, honestly. So same thing. You've watched 3 times already. Watch the fourth time. Get island effect. Delay. Like grab your have you throw the grab your Rhoda. Then into Wicked. Rhoda, review 10 player, search Dark. Field spell, bring out Dark. And Wicked, banish Infant, Dark, add by fire. Into Transpo, bring or add back the Rhoda. Field, summon Wind, Wind effect. Does it matter for this one? I don't think it matters for this one, right? We ended with Bomber control. Yeah, when is Bomber in control, so it don't even matter, I think. Yeah. Oh, I think maybe I forgot something. I think I actually forgot something. Let me think. Doesn't matter. Let's see. Oh, love for lower. Oh, give me a minute. This will go into that. These two go into that. I forgot one thing. Oops. That's why I said Bomber control actually requires slightly more things at the beginning. Well, time to watch it for the fifth time. Yeah, usually the first half of the combo are the same, but specifically for the bumper control board, you have to do one extra step. You have to, at some point, I think at the point where you summon monster under Wicked Kit, which we're gonna see it very soon. Dark, Wicked Kit banished, and Dark Effect, Search, grab Fire back. Yeah, at this point, at this specific point, at the step, you have to go through a linguable. Um, just because there's actually no other point where you can summon this linguable and not lose the link material. Honestly, well, now use because every other monster for the rest of the whole game, we actually need it for we actually only link with link monster and use the non-link monster into either synchro or exceeds. Yes. So this is actually the only time to summon the linguable, and we need the linguable to be in the graveyard. Um. Wait, no. Oops, forgot one more thing. Yeah, Bumble Control is the complicated one. There's also one additional thing. Um, because Bomber, you want to spell some of your opponent's turn, right? So Bomber Control actually requires you to not search the Rhoda and instead search the Reborn. Oh, this is my fault. I'm not really just like everyone see the into the direction of you. I'm still not really 100% perfect with all the decks I'm trying to cover. Um, you actually need to go through the reborn because you want to recycle the reborn so you can set it as a trigger to your bomber later. Wicked Kid, banish, search, wind. Then this here turning to linguable. Going into Splash Mage first. Field spell bring out wind. Wind effect to mill dark. Splash Mage bring dark back into Wind Pegasus. Then use wind to reset dark. What's here? Oh, lingerable. Dark effect to add back. We start with a fire. Yeah, fire. Then here going to Templayer. Dark effect to add the reborn back. Here it's gonna be dark, light, and actually we don't have to summon the linger, but I realize. So two of them into light dragon, the two fours, and oh yeah, we actually don't need to summon the linger, but already. Oh, all right, there, yeah, there's another window you can summon lingerable, but use the other monster and Templar into Bomber and set your reborn and pass turn. So what's gonna happen on our opponent's turn? Um, Linguable has a trigger where you can tribute a Agnister extra dead monster to bring Linguable back from the graveyard. So you're gonna tribute Infant, which that's why we purposely left it there. Summon, trigger Bomber, and Light Dragon gonna protect it once. Let's attach the light. And you also have your, let me see, Linguable is also anytime your opponent's turn. Your Reborn is a quick play, so you can Reborn usually either light or earth, or light or fire, or even the dark. Well, the dark currently is under the Light Dragon, so it's fine. I will just bring fire, for example. Bring fire back. Bomber gonna trigger again, and so does fire. Fire gonna grab you another search. Let's just grab light for follow up. And Bomber gonna nuke the board again. So this is the double Bomber part. And the Bomber effect is actually pretty interesting in the current format because think about it, all the dragons require arrows and they kind of force into something to in their arrows. So even you just have only bomber, it's not that easy to for them to even do anything because they're gonna eventually put things in their main monster zone to where monster point to turn on guard dragons. And they can't even like pop your bomber because due to the fact you have light dragon, it has you can it's similar to Dingirsu but only for card effects. And this still ultimately a one card combo, and yeah, it might be another good alternative. Oh, also Wing Pegasus in the graveyard, just like every other combos. So yeah, this is another alternative you can do the bomber control anymore. It does require slightly more steps, like you actually don't go through your rota if you didn't open with it. You go through the reborn, and you have to make a lingerable at some point to have another like turn on the lingerable in your opponent's turn. So yeah, this is the force combo for bomber control. So, like I said earlier, it pretty much really depends on what kind of ending board you want to choose. Either between or a combination of Dark Fluid, the Rival, Bomber, um, Bomber Linguible, like just a combination of those. Like some things are not like the Link Spider. Do you really need it? Maybe or maybe not. Um, I think everything else is pretty necessary. Yeah, the Fire Phoenix only here for the purpose of this. So despite it's never being summoned, it you just need it. You're probably not never gonna cut like Jammer Access. So yeah, it's pretty much the whole core. God, this video is long already. It's longer than the last two. I guess I'll show one more. Um, what can we do? Like one of the additional thing we can do with Hiso. Let me see. Mm, yeah, okay, cool. Hiso, what can we do if Hiso actually make into Lightning Overdrive? This is one of the combo that I actually do like about it, because it has some cool interaction. Like I actually mentioned earlier when I was going through all the cards. Infant, Grab Island, um, and now because you have Hiso, you actually don't need to play the Shitty Fire Phoenix. Just review Hiso, grab your fire. Agnister, the fire one, gonna search you dark. And into Wicked. Island bring out dark. Just gonna grab. We start with light, right? Yeah, we'll start with light. Two of them into Transco. Dark Effect, bring or add the roller back. Field spell. Summon wind. This is the part where it gets different because I'm actually, well, spoiler, I'm actually trying to make the mathematic exceeds and search a spell trap. That's the one that then end with Hiso afterwards. So I guess in order to have that many level fours, I have to mill another light for the amount of level four. Transcode effect, bring out Wicked Kid again into Templar. Field into Infant. Templar Infant. Uh, right? Yeah. Let me see. Into reset the light. It has to be light here because we need the changing level effect. And two links into splash. Splash effect to summon another four. Use the light that isn't negated. Turn Pegasus into a four. Going to Mathmech with 4 material. Mathmech effect, gonna detach 4. Did I put Imperial Order in the deck? I think I did, right? Yeah. Search some broken trap cards. It could be anything because it's just literally search spell trap. You can search a D barrier, you can search Imperial Order, water broken, or you can search Judgment if you want to. You can search Sanctum, which it's a Q1. Yeah, it's honestly Sanctum is a Q1 as well. Yeah, so something like that. Then after this, you go into a Hiso. Hiso, fat pay 1 key draw a card. Set your broken trap card that you search of Max Mac and pass turn. During opponent's turn, he's still going to trigger again, draw you another card, and you flip your broken trap card and offer opponent a handshake. Do things like that. So yeah, that's one thing you can do if Hiso is legal here, which is a pretty cute combo. Like you can still do the cold combo, but you just end with having Splash Mage and the Mathmax sitting on the board and looks a little bit stupid, not gonna lie. Because Splash Mage is also relatively weak, so it's not even gonna survive. Despite your opponent, even though, for example, you search like something into size, your Splash Mage is probably still get beaten because this one has 11 attack. So yeah, that's it. That's another cool combo you can do with the deck. So let's talk about conclusion about everything. Unfortunately, due to the nature of Nibiru Token Turbo, it's probably not going to be a really good competitive deck for tournaments, and or especially if Hiso is not even coming in the set, which there is a decent high chance. If Hiso actually landed in the set, we can actually maybe even work on it. Um, I'll just break down. If both Hiso and Crossout come into the set, then you essentially have way good ending board monster plus good answers to Nibiru. And then the whole deck actually might be competitive enough to actually doing well in the tournament. I actually believe if both of them comes in the set as an import, then it definitely able to compete in the format. However, if either of them not gonna be here, which honestly I don't believe in the cross out, he still has a chance. Then the deck is probably gonna just stay relatively either low tier meta or just straight into rogue. Which honestly, as a rogue deck, it's a pretty fun one. I haven't really see any like I've seen recently a lot of YouTuber, like I said earlier, on Code Talkers. That's another Q strategy. I might make a video or maybe on it, but if Hiso actually is here, then we can maybe even mix everything, mix the Agnister with Code Talker together. I can definitely see it's being possible. I think there are actually being people in OCG trying this. I have to research on that even more. Um, but even if nothing is here, even if these two are still just a dream, the whole deck is still fun. It's unfortunately not that cheap. Both Lion Fire and Field Spell are secrets for Ignition, and they might get hyped because they're secrets. The Mathmac is unfortunately very expensive or not really worth. It's like a $35 those from those sets at least at the point where I record this. Access code. Well, you probably need access code for everything. So yeah, and hopefully this the Rhoda spell doesn't get like a secret treatment. I can see that happening honestly, but I hope not. So if you feel like if you're interested, you can honestly try the whole deck. It's not a bad one, but it won't be too good. Just warning first. So yeah, this is my take on Ag Nixter new strategy, and hope everyone like it. If you have anything wanna let me know if you actually try the deck later and actually got like some good results in good tournaments, then yeah, let me know. Either message me or talk to people in my Discord, or just comment down in the comment section, which is all good. And feel free to like the video, subscribe to the channel, share the video to your other friends who might be interested in the deck. And I think that's pretty much it for everything I need to cover, at least for now. And I guess that's the take of today. I will see everyone in the lab in the future. See ya.